Second attempt, 1 minute and 45 seconds. Rank 3. One minute 38 seconds. Rank 2. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys the rotation, and then I'm going to show you the rotation fully buff. So the main rotation for staff is going to be fully charged Fireball, Ice Spear, Judgment Lightning, into Fireball Barrage, Chain Lightning, Inferno Wave. Without Fireball Barrage, it would typically be Inferno Wave into Chain Lightning, but because we have Fireball Barrage now, you can Fireball Barrage into Chain Lightning and Inferno Wave. The reason you always want to use your fire skills before Chain Lightning is the fire stacks. However, keep in mind that Chain Lightning does a damage over time. Therefore, the quicker you get it on the boss and the more the boss sits still, the more damage the skill does. So it's really useful to use this skill off cooldown whenever possible. Same thing with Fireball. You're using it off cooldown whenever possible. If you can, use Ice Spear or Judgment Lightning while fully buffed. It's great. If not, you're going to use these off cooldown as well. The alternate skills that you use as filler are going to be Brutal Incision is filler, Cleaving Moonlight is filler, Inner Peace is filler. Now, there are some exceptions to these rules, as Cleaving Moonlight does increase the attack speed because of the skill specialization. Now, because of the increased attack speed, you can Cleaving Moonlight once into a Fireball or Cleaving Moonlight once into a Judgment Lightning. However, let me show you guys what the skill rotation looks like. Keep in mind, just doing that rotation fully buffed just means you're using Inject Venom and High Focus. So my full rotation is going to look like fully buffing, Fireball, Ice Spear, Judgment Lightning, Fireball Barrage, Chain Lightning, Inferno Wave, back into another Fireball, fully charged, Brutal Incision, Cleaving Moonlight, Chain Thunder, another Cleaving Moonlight. Alright, that is the main rotation while fully buffed. Now, once again, just going through the full rotation, assuming I have my buffs up, I'm just going to do it one more time for you guys. You buffer with Inner Peace. That gives you mana cost efficiency. You're going to fully buff Fireball, Ice Spear, Judgment Lightning, Fireball Barrage, Chain Lightning, Inferno Wave. Notice that because I don't have high focus, the cooldown of my Firebomb is slightly off of the rotation. This is why cooldown speed is so important for a staff dagger DPS, because if not, then your skills aren't going to align perfectly for you to do a Fireball right at the beginning and end of your rotation. The goal of this rotation is to start with Fireball, end with Fireball, use your filler skills, and get back to your main high DPS skills, Ice Spear, Judgment Lightning. Okay, so the skill build here, you can see here the passives as well as the skills. I'm just going to explain theory, as you guys can clearly see what I'm using, and it's going to be in the quest log. But I'm just going to explain the theory behind this build, the most key points. The heavy attack on flame condensation is very important. You want to stack burning stacks for more heavy attack chance. The mana and extra damage on normal attacks with mana bar eruption. The increased poison damage from destructive fang and murderous energy is extremely important. Keep in mind, I'm doing all this rank 2 with my PvE build is not even primary. I haven't even leveled some of these skills, but the build is so good I can still consistently hit top rank. Once I actually care enough, I will level these up. But yeah, murderous energy and destructive fang, this increases your poison damage, and this increases your damage to a poison target. And then we're getting crit damage and extra crit. Yeah, this build synergizes with fire stacking and just getting large hits on heavy attacks, so it's very crit and heavy attack dependent. But when you get those heavy attacks, that's when you get the most like fantastic runs. You run a couple times, you get some heavy attacks, you can really figure out your general time. So typically, if I'm like within 5 seconds of rank 1, I'll go for rank 1. But if I'm like 10 seconds off, I'll just keep the rank 2, because like I said, I'm kind of limiting myself with my gear. But yeah, my gear is still really good. Tau Staff, Dark Slayers. The only thing I'm missing traits on is my Collar Decimation. Everything else is fully traded. I don't have the buff duration on my Violent Signet because I'm waiting for a Ring of Universal Power before I really spend money on this. But buff duration is really important. Skill damage boost is really important. I'm missing a bit here. But overall, the accessories are really good, but the armor doesn't really provide much damage bonus other than the cooldown speed and the stats, because I'm going melee evasion, which is still really solid for PvP, but for PvE it's not best in slot. It's still really good for PvE, but like I said, you would want to go magic ranged if you want the maximum DPS. That being said, I do have builds for that in the quest log. I think 2-piece Reapers is the highest DPS in the game because of the crit damage bonus, and then the bonus damage from Ghost Wolf. So for full glass cannon, full DPS, this two-piece set is absolutely amazing. However, you could also get rid of Ghost Wolf and use some more easily accessible pieces. However, this build is really solid for DPS, and if I was going pure DPS glass cannon, this is something more of what I would go for. Let me go ahead and show you guys my skill specializations as well. You got Focus Firebomb, you want everything on here. You want the burning stacks from Inferno Wave, you want Chain Lightning, you want Ice Spear Bombardment. Keep in mind, this is where the high level of this skill build comes in, because in PvE, right, general PvE, Chain Lightning and Judgment Lightning is fine. However, if you're single targeting a boss, what you could do is take out all of these AOE specs. You could take all of them off, and you could put more DPS into your other skills, such as Inject Venom or Shadow Strike. However, for general purposes in AoE, you do need these points into your lightning skills. But just keep in mind, that's where the player knowledge comes in. When you're doing single target bosses, you don't need these. That being said, here are my regular skill specializations. I got the attack speed on Cleaving Moonlight because the 15% attack speed actually increases the cast speed of all your skills. So if you use a casted speed in between Cleaving Moonlight, then you're gonna get faster charge time on Fireball or Judgment Lightning. I'm also getting additional damage on Poison for Brutal Decision and Cleaving Moonlight. Just kind of displaying the faster attack speed for you guys. My current attack speed is 9%, but with Cleaving Moonlight, 24%, and my Fireball charges faster because of attack speed. This is why I'm stacking attack speed on my gloves and on my ring, because it really affects the speed of your casted skills, which is really important for this. Let me go ahead and show you guys one last thing. I'm gonna show you my staff mastery. I'm going for the burning damage next, the burning chance, as well as the burning damage here. And then in Dagger, I'm going for attack speed, crit damage, offhand attack, as well as evasion. Mostly for PvE, I do keep my staff out, but it is still good to have the proper masteries for PvP and PvE. Alright guys, you've seen everything I have, my skill specializations, my build. If you have any comments, questions, please drop them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, fam.